We're getting kind of a stalemate here. There's a Stairmaster on the board because reasons. Yo, the Shove Shark plays! The Shove Shark plays. Get wrecked. Get bodied. Absolutely demolished. Get cooked. Get cooked, Jar. Welcome back, everyone. It's Sunday night, and of course that means it's time to look at some viewer games. We just got the patch not that long ago, and I know we had our first glimpse last week, but since we've had the Shove Shark nerf, things have gotten a little more interesting. So we'll see what everybody has in store. I'm excited to see what these games are, because if you base it off of Monster of the Week, things are getting wild. If you haven't watched that video yet, keep an eye out for it. Keep an eye out for it because the finals of Monster of the Week C were bonkers. Not even clickbaiting here. Like, it was absolutely insane. But if you're interested in tournaments, I do want to get this out at the front. We got Fright Night 14 coming up. Now, by the time this goes live, there's not going to be a whole lot of time left to sign up, but you can always get details about upcoming Phobies tournaments from the RandomSt Discord. Link for that, of course, is in the description down by the like and subscribe button. Hear about it there first. I always try and make sure everybody is informed. Then, of course, the official announcements go out from there. So, just getting that out of the way. And, of course, we always have Monster of the Week, as you'd expect, on a weekly basis. So, with those out of the way, the other announcement that we always have to make at the beginning is that I am, of course, part of the content affiliate program. That means that the Phobies team does, in fact, give me coffee for producing Phobies content. So, now that we got all the housekeeping out of the way, or at least all that I can remember, I may be forgetting things. I'm kind of tired. We're going to jump into some games. What's good, chat? Steven, what's good? Get a little Hydra action. A little Hydra. I can't believe I burned through that XP so fast. But I burned through a lot of XP. So yeah, we have a variety of games. All looking like they're within the last week or so. No, some of these go back a little bit farther. But that's okay. That's okay. So we'll go down the list. We'll see what we got. We'll get through our usual 10 games, see how quick these are. I'm sure people are going to put in for, 8,000 turn games. But our first game up, right out of the gate, we got a little Just Random coming at us. The only notes, Yeti. So we're here on Hold Still. We're here switching the scene a little bit late, but that's all right. I still haven't used the Shove. I still have 1.5 million XP with nothing to spend it on. Nothing to spend it on. Like, literally nothing? Really? You're really short that many upgrade cards? I haven't run into the issue that a lot of other players have. I mean, I have run into issues with, like, I don't have upgrade cards for the things I want to upgrade. Like the Phobies that I'm most excited about, I've upgraded them as far as they can go, and they've kind of topped out. But I do still have Phobies to upgrade. I'm just choosing not to. Admittedly, I don't have a lot of experience left because I burned through it all, like I was just saying, but it is what it is. So we're getting fairly standard out of our hero here. The Maggie is a little weird out of bad guy. Like, I don't really understand that one, but sure, I guess. Yo, it's Leela, the newly buffed Leela, coming in with that additional movement. Honestly, chat, I haven't gotten to use it that much. I do need to make a concerted effort to try and push Leela more because I want to see how bonkers it is or isn't. Given that we haven't seen a whole lot of it, this is another one where it could just simply be people don't have it in their collection, so they're not using it. But Just Random here, going to make a showcase. We'll see what happens. Get a little corn to back it up. Double traps going on. Leela looking like one of the ghosts from Pac-Man right now. Hevo 3.0. Funny story about disease traps and Hevo. Well, at least it's funny for the Hevo player. Those aren't going to affect it nearly as much. But we do get a Heartbreaker. This was something I used a lot on this map prior to my acquisition of Akira. And now that Akira got nerfed, Heartbreaker at least has some function to it. You know what I mean? Like, prior to the nerf, it was just like, but why use Heartbreaker when you just Akira instead? Dude, that didn't kill the Leela. I don't know about this one. Now, admittedly, if the Leela doesn't double retreat, it's dead. And even if it does double retreat, it might still be vulnerable. So let's see what Just Random decides to do here. All right, we do get a double retreat. All right, we're going to get the cassowary trading here. I don't know that I love that. I mean, I guess it's fine. Dermic? Really? I mean, okay. What that Hevo doing? Playing it safe. That Hevo is, like, you can never be too careful as a 9 key. You don't want to, I mean, yes, you absolutely can be too careful. This would be the definition of too careful. There's no reason to be at the other end of creation like that. Like, my man is hiding in the corner. Raucous about to have a bad case of the oopsies. Gravedigger did get poisoned here. That's a little unfortunate. And funny story, that's... Bad guy, come on. Come on. You can't just let that happen. Admittedly, it took a lot of effort to take this thing down, but at the same time, did it? Did it, though? Gravedigger is poisoned, but it was able to leech a lot of life off of that Noxious. So now, yeah, you could get an advance, but I don't think the Gravedigger dies this turn. There's just not enough surface area thanks to triple melee Phobies. That Hevo wants to avoid the disease trap. Well, you can't be too careful with things like... when you're a mechanical who can't be affected by disease, you just can't risk these things. All right, we're working on 2/3 of the Hevo family here. Heartbreaker is going to be on cooldown for an extended period of time, but Heartbreaker does represent a fairly significant melee threat. And of course, dimensional, it's going to pull something into the pit or just push a bunch of damage. Gravedigger doing its best to try and stave off its inevitable demise here. That extra damage from the disease mattered there to try and kill that. Now, this setup here from our hero is a little suspect. This is very prone to getting quite literally lit up. You're going to get booped here. That's going to take down the Gravedigger. Now, you have multiple things closer to the heart. This is actually a pretty good play from Bad Guy. That's a dead... that's a lot of dead things. I'm not... Doesn't look great. Not going to lie. Heartbreaker's presumably got like 2 more turns on its cooldown. We do get a disease onto the Gin Sting, so that's a consolation prize here. I mean, Creep will die, I guess. But, like... this is not really what you want here. Alright, Ray, takedown? Got 7 more keys. Wait, really? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is dead. Why leave the Evo? You could have killed this. Oh, man. Yeah, even Leela's making the face like, did that have to happen? Did that have to happen? I don't know about that one. So we'll see what happens here. She knows she's about to die. Oh, what level's a Heartbreaker? This is a level 15 Heartbreaker. Big boy. Yeah, sauteed mushrooms. I'm not a big mushroom fan. I don't like mushrooms. They got a weird texture. Heartbreaker's down. Hevo trades? I mean, the Hevo should have been dead, so I guess that's fine. Bad Guy is out of keys. That cat is cooked, but so is the Gin Sting. Going down to the Plague. Really, Ray Chargel standing its ground. Droney to kill Murderwing. What is happening right now? Under rocks? Haffy? I mean, I kind of get it. Why were the notes Yeti? Did we look at the wrong game? We must have looked. I must have looked at the wrong game or something. Like, I don't understand. Oh, I love this though. That's actually hilarious. That's actually hilarious. Or maybe it's bait that Yeti was in this. Yeah, like, am I being trolled? I guess I'm being trolled. Yeah, like, Hevo's... That's a bad spot to be in, my friend. Admittedly, the Haffy isn't going to do a whole hell of a lot. 112 damage. Woo. Yeah, you're going to get a panic point advantage here. That's more than enough health to tank this. I mean, you might be able to kill the Thunder Rocks due to Splash. But the combination of the damage plus the little bit of damage from Haffy, the fire, and then, of course, Ray Chargels means that this Evo's probably not long for this world. Just like that, got him. GG, Just Random. And I guess you got me with the troll? I don't know. I'm unclear. Yeah, I don't understand why that was... Oh, that might have been the wrong game. Yeah, that was the wrong game. Because it was this one. Did they put in 2? We were supposed to look at this game. This 31-turn game. Whoop. So we'll give Just Random a bonus here. We'll give Just Random a bonus here. So we're looking at a bonus game because I looked at the wrong game. They were right next to each other, and it's the same opponent. So, like, give me a break here. We do a lot of these games. I was going to make a mistake eventually, all right? Chill out here, chat. Everybody's got to calm down. It was bound to happen eventually. Actually, I'm sure it's happened before. I'm sure it's happened before, but usually people are here and like, oh no, I meant the other game kind of thing. So, again, the notes were just Yeti. Yeti on RCO? Like, alright, that is kind of weird. Honestly, like, the last game was kind of cool, so I'm okay that we had... Like, that was a cool game to watch. It was a little weird, but it was pretty cool. I don't really agree with a lot of what Just Random did in that game. But ultimately, it did work out. It did work out. Ah, yes. Yeti. We shall see how this goes, chat. So what's going on? Since we're in bonus game territory, how's everybody doing out there tonight? End of the weekend, chat. Back to the weekly grind. Back to the weekly grind. I got paddles for my horrific pack, and I don't know what I should do first. Walk the dog. Little paddle Cerberus action. Chat, imagine if Phobies had a crafting system. It would probably never really work, right? It would actually be kind of silly. I mean, you do walk the dog. I don't know if you're high enough stress level to do walk the glob. How would that work? I don't think it would work is the problem. I don't think it would work, truth be told. I don't know why this Maggie is here. I mean, I guess to threaten pressure onto the Klepto? But there's not enough damage here to kill that thing. Just craft Phobie upgrade cards or something. It would be interesting if, like, you could craft them so that you could make Phobies. Like, oh, well, I have spare upgrade cards for this lower... There's the Yeti. All right, so we found the right game. It's like, say you had a ton of upgrade cards for Slayer. You could burn X number of upgrade cards to then make an uncommon... Well, actually, Slayer's rare, but... So, like, X number of common cards gets you an uncommon, Y number of uncommons gets you a rare, Z number of rares gets you an ultra rare or something like this, so you can climb the ladder, so to speak. Maybe add notes if it's the same opponent, add something to the correct one is picked or something. Well, the only notes were Yeti, so yeah, I mean, people could add notes, but seemingly not of interest. So, are we going to get a little heebie-jeebie special out of bad guy? Maybe not, because we're getting the Gravedigger for our hero. I actually like the positioning here from Just Random from the Gravedigger, because if they come through and decide to get cute heebie-jeebie special, it's not worth swinging up the break because you have to reposition. So you just break this block. Like, this is a bad play from bad guy, because Just Random can just break either of these blocks and then still get access. And, you know, for most intents and purposes, it's fine. So the question is, 3 keys to 3 keys, pretty full health team on both sides. And you can kill this Gravedigger from a safe distance. Should be able to. Yep. I currently have 729 upgrade cards for Cyclops and I have no intention to upgrade him. Cyclops is fine. Like, that's not a terrible one to upgrade. So bad guy could hit, they did make an error here. They should have hit the statue just to get a little bit of splash. Is bad guy trolling right now? Why is bad guy trolling? Like, why is bad sushi on the board? Even the devs said, you know what, we got to rework this thing. You got to go back to the drawing board. And I know I'm a broken record, chat, but I feel like I am saying the same stuff all the time, that some phobies are just, like, the way they are designed, they are going to be bad because of the way the game works. And the only way for them to be good is if they cross the threshold into being oppressive. And bad sushi is one of those phobies. For a second, I thought they weren't going to kill the unicorn. I'm like, you are dead if you leave that there. I got bad sushi upgrade cards in my horrific as well instead of something else. This rework better be good. I mean, you don't want bad sushi to go from trash to all of a sudden it's an all-star. You kind of just want it to be like, all right, now it's a playable, reasonable phobie. This is actually a pretty good box out with the freeze here. Cupcake! News of my death has been greatly exaggerated. Oh, that ginseng's in for a bad day. About to have a bad day. Actually, our hero's ginseng's about to have a bad day. Wait, it lived! Can't let that live! Not like this. Really, like, I don't know what bad guy's plan was here. Maybe they did the math and their ginseng would have lived if there wasn't a trap. But, like, I don't know about that one. The jar dies. This dies. Klepto's been frozen since, like, the last Ice Age, basically. I don't know if bad guy just was pseudo-surrendering here. I just got a gang. Bad sushi plus paddles equals the burnt fish strat. I mean, that's a path you can take. I don't know if I'd necessarily subscribe to that one, but sure. Down goes the Gravedigger. It is, admittedly, a lot of poison from this thing. Panic point advantage, bad guy. Does Yeti get, like, another freeze off or something? I mean, our hero's at, like, kind of every advantage. Bad guy can't advance. Our hero will claim this point. Or not. Wait, you're freezing the bad sushi? Or K? I mean, I guess. Now it's one-on-one, and, like, you're not winning a one-on-one with Yeti unless it's about to die and you can rush it or something. And that is clearly not going to happen. So, bad guy accepting the inevitable. Going out honorably instead of dragging the game out. Unnecessarily, anyway. But I think they threw in the towel 10 turns ago when they put bad sushi on the board. So, there you go, Just Random. Got a bonus game. GG. All right, what do we got next? Got a little Urk action. All right, we got Urk coming at you. We're joining back up on RCO. First game playing against Shove Shark. And I don't have it myself. I don't know if you can swap mine around. Well, too late now. I don't know if Shove Shark, like, I haven't played against it either. I don't know if the answer to Shove Shark is Shove Shark. Like, is that really... I kind of hope it's not, right? Because that's kind of silly when you think about it. It's, oh, well, the answer to this phobia is you have to have the phobia yourself. That is not good. We were talking about this in the context of a tractor offline, that if the answer to a tractor is a tractor, that's bad. For a variety of reasons, from a phobia diversity standpoint, from a strategy diversity standpoint, from a collection standpoint, it's just not fun and engaging to have the requirement that you play the identical phobies. Also, this is interesting, walking the bow into range of jar, but we'll see how this goes. You can't move the murder... Like, the murder wing will never be able to hit this. I don't think it's an answer to it, but I feel like it helps playing against Shove Shark if you use it yourself. Well, it does, yeah. I mean, to that extent, if you use something, you do know how to properly deal with it better. Would it have been possible to kill Spud with Murder Wing and Bow? I'm assuming that's why Bad Guy backed, or our hero backed off, rather. Because otherwise, like... 6... Yeah, it would have killed the Spud. Alright, because otherwise I was going to say, just shell the bow mangles and stay in range. I don't know that Shove Shark has an actual counter. I don't think it does, and I don't think you're supposed to counter it. The whole point is that it's a support phobia. That's like saying, well, Clinico doesn't have a counter, and it's like, don't. What level is the jar? So it is lethal, snowball into the jar. They are on level. Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to... There isn't supposed to be a counter to Shove Shark. You're supposed to fight the fact that turrets are now pushing up faster. I also made a dumb mistake on one turn where Snowball caps mid. I accidentally let it live because I was trying to snipe their Murder Wing, but undid everything. Oh, no. Even then, Shove Shark has some pretty good damage for 3 key support. That's something that I think is reasonable to argue about, because it's like, you could get 2 shoves out of it pretty easily, right? And then you also get to do a lot of damage. Motherload, huh? Bad guy's maxed out. Our hero is maxed out. But our hero has... Well, is it a more threatening board? You can definitely shove the bow into range, but does that matter? All right, so we get the great repositioning war here. By the way, this is a 46 turn game. What are you doing to me? What is this? I'm gonna take a drink because I need to conserve my voice. I want to see Fleshcrawler versus Motherload. I'm assuming this is the turn where this should have died. Yeah, it looks like it. This could have died, didn't need to leave this. There's an argument, honestly, to this is better. Yeah, you'll get hit by another fireball, but that's a very weak snowball, so it's obviously going to die at any point. And it keeps them maxed out, so we'll say that you did it intentionally, Eric. We'll say you were doing it on purpose. So Bad Guy does have a line here where they can boop the Murder Wing up, the Murder Wing flies in and snipes your jar. If they want that, they could also boop it, and, well, they don't have to boop it, but... First time chat from... I'm just going to say love, because I don't know how to say your name, but welcome. Panic Point Advantage Hero, 7 keys to 6. I don't know how Bad Guy assails this position. So, like, real talk, Urk, it might have been better for you ultimately to not have killed that snowball, because now Bad Guy, like, they can't necessarily crack what you have with what they have. But if you killed their snowball, their 6 keys are now online. So they need to sack something, presumably the snowball, And, I mean, like, they could just send it in on the south, get a fireball on something for the sake of it, and then free up the keys. They have time, excuse me, to decide, so... All right, we get the boop, or the shove. There's the random, we'll say, fireball. Softens up the mother load, which is actually kind of taking a beating here at this stage. Now, bad guy's in a decent position. Shove is down, so you're not going to be able to, like, shove the Bowmangles in to present an additional threat. We get a Quagmire as the follow-up from our hero. I don't hate that. It's pretty tanky. Bad guy can't really commit in to do much here. All right, we're going to get the Snot Monster Wars. And they're setting up a Shove Shark turn again. See, since neither player went Terraforms, this gets really weird because the Shove Shark... If the whole point is you want to shove slow-moving units, generally, so that they can get to things faster or get to places that they wouldn't have otherwise been able to. But in this scenario, okay, they finally did the Murder Wing play, which they've had like 1,000... There were a lot of turns where this could have happened already. Why they elected to do it now instead of earlier, I don't know. But the point is if you're going to have to shift your entire team up and down to get them into position, the Shove Shark kind of loses some value to a degree because you have to wait for it to rotate and then your opponent sees it coming and, like, you can't surprise them. Question, though, 1 to 10, how busted is the pre-nerf Le Shove? I honestly didn't see it used at all, I don't think. Well, we watched a couple games, but, like, it looked really, really ridiculous. It also, we've had on multiple occasions, and this is kind of the cited reason for why Cupcake got nerfed, is that the team, and if you look carefully, most Phobies that have an ability have a warm-up. Like, almost all of them. It's like the Terraforms, Muffin, one or a couple of others. Most Phobies have a warm-up if they have an ability. And the reason for that is the team does not, and they've said this publicly, they do not want people to show up out of vault and then just do something. So the fact that Shove Shark was an exception to this already caused it to stand out. Speaking of standing out, we got a Corn here going up against Electrocat. I'll be honest, I don't know that I love the Corn here. But we do have Quagmire able to claim this center point. Pre-nerf could boop your entire team into a pit if you wanted to. Now it's nerfed. I mean, you could still do that. It's just going to take longer. That play is still available if you want to boop your own team into the abyss. Go out in style, if you will. This Quagmire is taking a beating. But not enough to finish it off. And this scenario is going to come up again because obviously the Quagmire is going to leave. Ooh, we're going for it. It's not obviously going to leave. Going to combine with a little meatball and potatoes. Sounds like good supper to me. Except for the snot monster. Like, I don't really want snot for supper. That sounds gross. That's disgusting. So now bad guy's got a choice. Who are you going after? Do you want to take down the Snot Monster, or do you want to take down the Mother Load? It looks like it's going to be Snot Monster, but I honestly don't know if there's enough damage here. There probably is, or bad guy wouldn't have gone for this. So how is our hero going to do this? All right, the pick on the cat, naturally. Regular attack, not the explosives. Is this enough damage? Oh, wow. The trade for the Quagmire. You love to see it. Snot Monster number 2. Bite in the dust. Shove Shark packs a punch too. Yep, that's what we were just saying. I could definitely see Shove Shark get an additional nerf. I don't see why it does 450 damage at level 1. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me. I could see it doing, like, 300 damage. Like, literally lose 150 damage, which is an enormous amount. But I could see that being the case. And at this point, Panic Point Advantage Hero, traps set up. I don't know what bad guy does to do anything of value at this point. We're just going to watch the countdown. There's no reason for it to be a decent combat choice. I mean, I think there was a discussion about it. I have to assume there was a discussion about it that went something like, well, it doesn't have that much health, so it's fine. And, like, yeah, I kind of see it, but the ability is just so impactful. If it was a more of a minor ability, I could see it. Like, I think there was probably a discussion of, well, is this more or less powerful than Gravedigger? And I think that's the most appropriate comparison because they're both, like, they're both quick abilities. They come off cooldown quick. They're available quickly. And they both cost 3. There's a lot of similarities here, and I'm not sure you can reasonably make the argument that Shove Shark isn't at least as good as Gravedigger. I don't think it needs an extra 50 damage compared to what Gravedigger has at level 1. But either way, GG, Urk. Bouncy Phobies, what's good? We're buff Hammerhead, so Shove Shark is in the middle of the damage for Shark Phobies. I mean, I don't hate that idea. I think Slammerhead could use some love. I think Slammer could use some love. I mean, like, seriously, what is... I just want to look at this real quick. Wait, what? Is it 2 words? All right, so Gravedigger at level 1 is 1100 health, 2 move, melee, 400 damage. And then obviously you can use its ability right away. And Shove Shark... Shove Shark has an extra 100 health and an extra 50 damage. There is no world in which Shove Shark is worse, like, than Gravedigger. I get the ubiquity of Gravedigger's ability, but I think it would be completely reasonable to knock off 100 health and 50 damage. Or have it be, like, way less damage or something. It is a monster rather than undead. So, like, maybe there's an argument about the life leech or something. But, like, I don't know. That... It just feels like... Shove Shark has too much. Oh. Copy the wrong name. Game 3. Technically only 2. I made a mistake earlier, but whatever. Gravedigger. No notes. Literally just blanks. This looks like it must have been pre-patch? What day was the patch? Because this game is from 3.6. I think that's pre-patch. I think it was on the 7th. I feel like Slammerhead is in a weird spot. If it had more HP or damage, it'd be a really good tank option. Pair that with Boop, which is a useful ability. It actually is super duper tanky. Like, Slammerhead has an enormous amount of health. I don't think you can give it much more. Hammerhead and LeShub both deal the same damage. Hashtag buff Hammerhead damage. I don't know that we want that. Like, we got to be careful about this sort of thing. Like, if we look at Slammerhead as we're in the game, again, probably 2 words. Slammerhead has 1800 health at level 4. Or 4 cost. I think that's the same as Hevo 1.0. Now, admittedly, I think Hammer, or Honorary Good Boy, could use a little bit more health because, personally, I think pretty much every melee phobie that is above 1 cost needs a slight health buff. because melee is just such a punishing penalty. Maybe not that, like, I don't know about Haffy. I just haven't thought about it a lot. But most melee phobies don't get used because they go in, they get one activation, and they die. And it's just not worth it generally. Now, we do have to, as mentioned, be careful about it, because if you push too far, you just change things to the other end of the spectrum, and it's just as bad, but in a different direction. You know what I mean? Shove Shark has 450 damage. Yes, it should not have 450 damage. I could honestly see Shove Shark having... Jesus. How many times are we going to see a Temptress? Stop with the Temptress. Although, we did get the Rusty to pin Haffy. This is actually comical. Like, this is a little ridiculous. Imagine, chat, being so afraid of a 2-key that has base 100 damage. 100, that you're willing to spend 4 keys on Temptress. Also, lol, Shove Shark. This is, as you can see, like, I'm pretty sure this is pre-patch. Pretty sure this is pre-patch. Even though it's showing the, look at Temptress. I didn't even see it. Maybe I'll remember to look at this afterwards. Haffy dead. Pause at a weird time. We get a lot of those. I wasn't looking at Temptress because Temptress, I'm ashamed of Temptress. Phobies is just not good. Get a little Gonzo, proving that nerfs don't phase him. By the way, there's double Gonzo on the board. 10 keys banked up for our hero, 20 keys total, 15 for bad guy. We're getting kind of a stalemate here. There's a Stairmaster on the board because reasons. Yo, the Shove Shark plays! The Shove Shark plays. Get wrecked. Get bodied. Absolutely demolished. Get cooked. Get cooked, Jar. Not bad. Not bad. It seems all right. And bad guy doesn't really have a counter here. I mean, I guess you could hit it with a jar or whatever, but who cares? Oh, wait. You can't hit it with a jar. Got him. Got him. Really? Also, you're about to see why Shove Shark got a cooldown. We have to advance here because this is a bug. So just take stock of the board state, chat. Oh, by the way, that's a dead Klepto. Lol. Yeah, that's cute. That's a cute retaliation, but I feel like our hero came out ahead on that particular exchange. Klepto dipped. He's like, nope. 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 I'm outie. All right, so Stabby's going to do what it can while it can. This is a dead Jin Sting, apparently. Panic point advantage hero. This is interesting. I assume we're getting something to cover. Ooh, a little Yeti action. We got 2 Yetis. All right, all right. This jar is exposed, but I guess our hero doesn't care. 0 keys remaining for bad guy, 3 for our hero. Yeah, I figured there would be a power down here. I'm surprised that the Stairmaster didn't just snipe the jar, but probably... I mean, the Stairmaster likely just dies going in, so... Stairmaster gonna pay with its life, it looks like. Yep. Freeze going down on Noxious. Dial! Sure. Why not? More bees! We need more Hercubees, chat. We haven't seen any highlights with Hercubees yet. I feel like it's just too costly. A little too costly. More bees. Sure. Alright, taking down the Gonzo. I mean... Okay. Whatever. Taking down the Gonzo. I mean... Whatever. Shove Shark. Letting the Dial eliminate... Dial's not even actively using its ability. It's just killing things. This is why Shove Shark had to be nerfed. I see what you did there, Urk. Wait, what? Did you slap the Shove Shark? I guess it doesn't matter. I don't think it really matters. And I assume bad guy surrendered from this point because this is the last turn, but clearly our hero is just completely taking over the game. GG. This is why Shove Shark had to be nerfed. GG. I would just like to take a moment and say that Dial's damage is a little sad. It is, but again, it's supposed to be... The ability is the important part, right? And that's why Shove Shark is such an outlier, because... Why does it get to do a cool thing and simultaneously be a combat tool? Usually it's one or the other. Yo, Finnegan avatar for dontinklesnif. dontinklesnif. Not with the Finnegan avatar here. Still Gravedigger in this, but yeah, that's what happens with replay sometimes. My Brony remains on top. This is also where I found the Brony Zomboni thing. Not sure if it's intentional, but is it bad that I abused it? We don't know. So for anybody who's unaware, if you Brony your Zomboni, it doesn't do self-damage. Which is interesting, because that means that and we're finding some of these quirks within the game engine. And I have to assume that it is not intended. But we don't know, because honestly, who uses Zomboni that much? Like, that's still not that good. I mean, it is cute. Because we have seen... Also, what the hell? Bad sheep? We have seen a number of Brony games where it kind of comes down to Brony goes in, but it's been damaged, so it's kind of beat up. Some of your opponent's forces are not tagged by Brony, and then you need the Brony to be able to go around and claim panic points. So there's a world in which the Zomboni is valuable because it can keep the Brony alive. But that's just such... We're talking niche upon niche upon niche. It's just, I don't know. Is this a quest game? I don't know what the hell is happening here. Like, I mean, the werewolf opener and stuff kind of made sense, and then there's the ear hair guy. So I get messages in Discord. Get a little glob action because reasons. I don't know. Why not? Just double checking this is the right game because we still have yet to see Brony or Zomboni. Panic point advantage, a bad guy. Honestly, like, this had to have been partially a quest game or something because I don't understand why half these phobies are on the board. Zomboni. I know I've heard the Zomboni sound effects before because I've used it. In fact, the dev team had given me Zomboni way back when it first released. I wasn't able to put it to a lot of good use, as one might imagine. I think Zamboni does have a role, but that multi-heal role is just really... like, games don't get into that sort of attrition. You get attrition-based games with trading 1 keys or smaller things, but if you're investing 6 keys, you're not just going to fling it out there. You're also not... All right, glob rusty? Okay, okay. Wait, can you glob a frozen phobie? I don't even know if that's possible. Because if you can, that's actually kind of cool. Like, maybe that could be the backbone of something. This is a lot of damage, for the record. Wow, no fear. I mean, you have the fetch to boop the glob, so it's not a big deal. The ear hair guy is a little eerie. Yes, why wouldn't you be able to? I don't know. It would logically make sense that you'd be able to, but I don't know for sure. Because I don't... Like, Frozen is a status effect, not like a location effect, for lack of a better way to put it. And we get a muffin to heal this up. Okay, so bad guy has the brony. I thought this was our hero's brony, but we're going to find... Okay, we're getting into brony wars. That's a totally normal thing to happen in a regular game of Phobies. Just everyday Phobies doing everyday Phobie things. So many healers just do random things, but the only good healers are Muffin and Clinica. It's because they're the most cost-efficient. It's because they're the most cost-efficient. What I'm waiting for is a healer that transfers damage. So, like, you heal your guy, and then the damage gets put on a nearby enemy or something. I don't know if that would be any good, because it would depend on how it functions. Boolean pre-nerf was so good. I have yet to... I mean, I think we saw one game, actually. Post-nerf Boolean. And I don't know how good or bad it is. Glob getting in there again, because why not? Dead Gin Sting. Alright, so we're bronying a lot of guys. We've summoned Luffy. We've summoned the Luffy. Prometheus 1.0. Or a healer that gives a non-undead phobie lifesteal based on their attack range. Yeah, I could see granting lifesteal at some point as a pseudo-healer. Different takes on those abilities, I think, are fine, because it allows you to then play around with stats and movement and range and stuff where you just have the option to do something different, because while it's a similar ability, it's not identical. I was about to say, where the hell is the glob going, but... We get a freeze here on the werewolf. I really don't find Blueland that useful anymore. It's still nice to negate disease or to use it on maps where you can't pressure, like Phobopolis. I could still see it having value on, like, Opticon, Vile Vortis, as mentioned, Phobopolis, things like that, where you will still be able to get a bunch of healing spas, get incremental advantage. A phobie that turns other phobies undead. So we have like a true zombie phobie or a vampire phobie. I mean, Mummy kind of does that, you're right. So notably, no damage to the Zomboni here because it is in fact currently bronied. Down goes Sheep long before Fetch, well, maybe not long before, but prior to Fetch being able to take it down. Is this glob dead? Might be dead. It's absolutely dead. Alright, good play, bad guy. I don't know what, like, why bad guy bronied. I think they bronied just the Rocket Man when they used it, which seems wasteful. But 0 keys for both players. Our hero's Brony obviously going to come back up first. Honestly, like, you could probably Brony their whole team and then hard push. Hypothetically, there is a risk here that they have such a big panic point advantage that you aren't able to do anything. But I guess we're going to find out. Getting that sizzle in there. Got the entire fire company here. Sort of. There are other fire phobies, but I'm going to say it's the entire fire company. It also looks like the ear hair is going right into... Tell me, seriously, look at Puff. See how it has like the fire mohawk? Wouldn't that look way cooler than ear hair sizzle? I'm being serious right now. Like, this bothers me. This would look so much better with a fire mohawk than fire ear hair. Sizzle looks like it belongs in a Christmas story. Or Christmas Carol. Like, these are Scrooge's former business partners. This is what I imagine they look like. You know, this is a lot of damage represented on the heart. Your taste in music must be fire. Or make the ears pure fire. I don't know. I think it still would look dumb. I think it would look dumb. Dude, Urk, how do you live... Or Don Tinkle, rather. How do you live through this? 500 health on the heart. Brony not live yet. You're going to get counter Bronied, so you have to... You got to do as much as you can here. Alright, Brony down. Wait, really? You're gonna Brony everybody? I feel like there was a world here where you didn't have to Brony your team, but maybe you did? Because I was gonna say, just send the Brony where the Rocket Man is. And then... run your other guys away? And with only 500 health, you will come out of the Brony first. So that's obviously the big advantage here. Get the big heal going from Zomboni. This game is weird. Are we gonna get another freeze? Oh, freeze is back up. Let's go. Now, Puff can thaw it. It still applies fire to the tile, even though it does no damage. Boop. The shove when it does no damage is hilarious. Get the Blom for 0 damage just to thaw the sizzle, which is important because you can't... Like, freezing this stuff isn't going to be as valuable then. Alright, so sizzle's going to go down. I have to imagine fetch goes down here. And then freeze this. Well played, Don Tinkle. Well played. What if we got a Phobie, passive lava, and fire applies burn over time effect for X turn based on if it's a lava or fire affects both sides. Burn can't be cured. So we're adding another disease. Also, look at Puff right now. Like, that kind of looks cool. That looks pretty cool. Get that big heal. This has been a lot of... See, like, it took 532 damage there. The other 2 heals were Brony-enabled. Crazy how Zomboni didn't get a buff. Who's even using it? Apparently, Zomboni is doing fine. Apparently, Zomboni is doing fine. GG there, Don Tinkle, discovering some of the edge case scenarios. We'll see if that actually comes up in the future, how often that happens. It'll last for X amount of turns but can't be cured off, so it's a combination of poison and disease. I guess. I would use it, but I don't have it. What, Zamboni? I don't know. I think Zamboni needs something. Like, honestly, if Zamboni were a legitimate combat threat, then maybe. Because I know we were talking earlier about how we don't want Shove Shark to be, oh, well, it does everything. It's a utility thing. It's a combat thing. It does all the stuff. And that's kind of what we're saying that this new Zamboni would be. But the difference is it's 6 keys, so it's a significant investment, even on a larger map, because you have to bank a little bit. And I think the ability just doesn't get used as, or is going to get used as much, and it self-damages, so there's an inherent penalty. I think that there's room there to push it a little bit on the combat end. All right, we're coming back to Scopoceum. Noobsim, our hero here. A strat for heart rushes on Scopoceum. Quag, Gin Sting, Woolly Bully, and High Five. This game is favored, and I made sure this time it is so. Shout out to Noobsim. Appreciate the extra effort there. Going the extra mile. Off the top of my head, I think I'm like 5-0 with Zamboni. So my impression is that its win rate is fine. But did you win because of Zamboni? Like, that's where win rate is deceiving. Like, you could have been crushing the game and then put Zamboni on the board. So, like, it's your good luck charm. Zamboni is honestly not worth it. I kind of agree. Zamboni more like belongs in the trash. Haha. I have Zamboni, never used it. Yeah, like, win rates, and I know DT's not saying this, but, like, win rates are not everything, and nobody should look at the win rates. Like, you could have a Phobie that has a 1% win rate. It could still be a problem for the game, as in, it should get nerfed. You could have a Phobie with a 100% win rate, and it might not be problematic, because it depends on the sample size, it depends on the scenarios, etc. I only use it to counter Russell, except that one time I used it to counter Noxious. That's fair. Do you have Bluely in DT? Like, are you using it in lieu of a Bluelian? Because it is cheaper than, like, Leshy, so. I'd love if Zamboni's stats were more combat-focused and then it has a small amount of heal, which it already has. Yeah. Razormouth should have a perfect 50% win rate. It's probably pretty close. I imagine it's very, very close. Nope. Looks like bad guy made a boo-boo. Getting cooked by the fire, even. Ouchtown. Population bad guy. I do have Bluelian, but Zamboni is much more efficient. Really? I guess I could see that. And with the rise of Russell due to the buff, maybe Zamboni does get some more love. It would be cool. And this is why the balance changes are going to take time to truly assess. Because you're going to go through all these changes and realize, oh, hey, well, this thing that didn't get touched technically got a shadow buff because this other thing happened. You know, imagine dying to an element you control. It's a tough life. Couldn't be me. This is interesting positioning for this Gin Sting. I mean, I get it. You got to dodge the spider, but it's getting cooked. Woolly Bully, by the way, we've been seeing a lot more of this. Wonder if Zamboni could be spammed. What, the ability? No. Rybread was talking about the snowball. It's like when boss dies to fire damage. Lol boss. Who notably has been absent from a lot of games, although we did see Shadow Force versus somebody yesterday. Or is the boss off? Can't wait for Phobies with immunities like Prometheus. I don't know if we're going to get too many more. We already have them, to be honest. We already have poison and disease immunity. It just doesn't explicitly say it. Actually, I think it does. I think it might literally say immune, so every mechanical. And we kind of already have ice immunity because there's so many fire phobies. Evo 3.0 coming out from our hero here. I do like, shout out to the Woolly Bully, because we've been saying this for a while, but Woolly Bully and other power down effects are very strong against AoE phobies. They tend to have slightly lower damage on average, and obviously reduce then when their whole goal is I'm getting extra damage because I'm splashing, and you reduce that damage, much bigger impact. Yeah, you could power down, say, a Crushmore and be like, oh, well, I powered it down the same amount as the Klepto, but the Crushmore has other utility. So we're just getting a couple picks here. Thought I saw another moth for a second. Just gonna get very upset. I haven't seen anyone use Prometheus yet. I think I saw it in one game. I think somebody submitted it for a game. Yeah, because I put it up on... it just went up on YouTube the other day. 8 keys remaining to 8. Ray Chargels. One of my least favorite answers to mechanicals. We do get some honey bear puke. Goes, sure, why not? This is a significant amount of damage now that the Woolly Bully wore off. But here comes the big boy. Honestly, Scopoceum is a Heart Rush-y map. There are a lot of maps that are surprisingly Heart Rushy, where it's like, oh, I didn't respect the heart push, so now I just die. Oops, I'm dead. Because, like, look at this. This is already a significant amount of damage, and the high 5 is going to be right next to the heart next turn. 4 keys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 phobies. Like, you're not killing this unless you... So... Bad guy has the option right now to hard rotate. They are electing to try and race. They're going to race Hevo 3.0, who's up here to defend, and a Woolly Bully who's about to power down. Like, this is not a significant enough defensive force. Because this has to reposition, this has to reposition, this can hit the spider, I guess. These two are coming back. Oh, Woolly Bully's not going to go for it. All right. I thought Woolly Bully was going to try and power down, but it looks like it's strictly going to be Hevo. And honestly, like, if they try and race, the Hevo could clean these up. Get the Yoink here into the takedown? Oh, no. Bad guy. What? That's... Ouch town. You can't do that. You can't be making those kind of mistakes. Not in Noobsim's house. Not in my house. Bad guy's going to try and make a game of it. Doing their best to pressure. Actually going to target down the Hevo, which makes a little bit more sense, because otherwise, like I said, it's just going to die. But the thing is that all the damage that's not going on to the heart is giving more time to Noobsim, and, like, alright, good luck racing high 5, friend. Like, it's not happening. You're not doing it. Like, look at that. Just clobbering these. By the way, I was going to comment on the stabby coming up to finish off the Klepto, but it happened before I got it out of my head. Get a power down here on the Stairmaster. 296 damage. That means that you're going to have to commit something else to be able to even kill the Murder Wing. Lol. High 5, buddy. Yeah, go ahead. Run the Gin Sting away. That definitely matters now. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, I've heart rushed people on this map. I've gotten heart rushed on this map. It's very much like this might sting a little. I like Scopoceum the more I play it. I didn't love it initially, but I think over time this is becoming one of the maps that I enjoy the most, because realistically, you have multiple paths to victory, and it encourages also unique usage of other phobies. So, like, Charon's not bad on this map, for example. Honey Bear has value on this map. You could just use Alligator and Quagmire for the hell of it and just, like, drop them onto the board because they can stand on the lava tiles. There's a lot of unique things that you can do on this map that you can't do on others. So, shout out to Noobsim. Get a little high 5. Look at that smile. That guy's excited. That guy is excited. GG. Ray and Sparky are the only monster electrical that are usable. Electric Hat's more usable than both of them. And I'm not trolling. Like, I think Electric Hat's better than both a lot of the time. Mostly because it's a 1 key, but... I like to imagine that Wooly Bully is just a 5-year-old child throwing a temper tantrum and saying something like, "That's not fair, your damage is too high," in order to debuff opponents. That's actually really funny. I like that. I like that. All right, chat, you're going to have to help me remember. Is this somebody new to Game Breakdowns? I don't remember this person. All right, so I'm going to make an assumption here that our hero in the blue trunks is new to Game Breakdowns. I don't remember their name, but they are on a new map at the very least. This came in with the update. Kurosame, I think is how you say their name. Finnegan is better than Les Chauvel. We shall see. My alt 100%. What, this one? Is it actually? It's not. Just because of the Kuro route. Wait, what? What level is this? This is... Wait, what? Wait, what? What? This is a level 7 Venus, and I'm not really sure why. I mean, I know why. I know why, but it's still weird. So, this at least makes bad guy think, right? Because the assumption is, oh, there's going to be a trap here, so I can't just run a 1 key on there. But you can just run the 1 key. It's also only a level 7. But bad guy living with the fear of Venus in their heart. Why the Gesundheit? Oh, we got the heebie-jeebies special, chat. I gotta make a channel point redemption for that. That's my goal for the week, is to make a channel point redemption for the heebie-jeebies special. It seems a little unnecessary here, because obviously that statue's not long for this world. Is it gone already? Okay, we're taking a cheap shot onto the Gravedigger here. This was kind of expected, but that is a dead Gravedigger. Is it? No, because the cat's gone. All right, we're getting a pretty aggressive push here. Bad guy is actually representing a lot of hypothetical damage. I mean, the Gravedigger might pull back, but if you go for it, you could... The problem is the Gesundheit, they're presumably going to push it where the trap is, so then it's just dead. They don't know that there's a trap there, but they're going to learn. They're going to learn today. All right, so we do get the Gravedigger break, opening things up. The jar repositioned, but I don't think it needed to. Where was it? Oh, no, it was here. It was to the other side of Gravedigger, so it wouldn't have been able to kill the enemy Gravedigger. This just feels weird. It feels like something's not right here. Our hero should be at a bigger advantage, but either way, we got Goon coming out. You know, Goon Shove Shark, that actually could be really hilarious. Our hero just openly accepting, well, A, the potential death of the Gravedigger. That is a great bomb. I mean, you hate to say it because bad guy did it, but... Uh-oh, that germ is dead. It might not die to the trap, but it's going to have a bad day. Panic point advantage, bad guy. Trap's going down. Possibly some splash action happening. Yo, Finnegan! Finnegan. Plus 6 keys, just like that. That statue from 1,000 turns ago coming in handy. You mean Winnigan. Winnigan! Oh, Finnegan. How mad must bad guy be? But you can't come that close to somebody's vault and not expect something terrible to happen. Maybe you didn't think of Finnegan, but, like, they probably went through a progression in their head of, well, there's no way for them to deal enough damage, so there's just no way for them to kill my goon. But if you've gotten Winnigan on Pyro Abyss, you know. Sharks are charging at each other. It's happening. Down goes Shove Shark. 0 keys to 0 keys. That's a very beat-up bad guy team, and I don't think it's long for this world. Oddly enough, this allows our hero to just clobber the Inoculus more freely. And just like that, 1 is the loneliest number, chat. Cooked snot. Disgusting. Does Shove Shark also do the snort idle animation where it does, like, it puffs a smoke ring? Well played, Kurosame. It does? Nice. GG. That Finnegan, the Winnigan, taking the W, definitely was the turning point in that game. You can definitely point directly at that. Alright, chat, we can probably do one more before I gotta take a break. Then we'll come back, do a few more. Drtybeanwater, welcome back. Couldn't handle the heat. Sounds like Beanwater's cooking. I wish it looked more like a great white shark as it's supposed to. It's too grayish for Shove Shark. It's fine. Must be a coffee enjoyer. Quite possibly. Quite possibly. So we spent an enormous amount of time on Phobopolis yesterday. Like, an extreme amount of chronological progression transpired on Phobopolis. Yes, that's the joke, Kuro. That's the joke. .jpg. So we're getting a little Gravedigger setup here. Maggie out of our hero. I don't love Maggie on this map. Notably, what level is... You clearly have access to, or should have access to Snowball, and chose not to go Snowball. A lot of people don't like Snowball on this map any longer. It does get kind of clunky, but, yeah. So this conversation came up yesterday, and I'm still putting it out there. I'm still open to rebuttals. I don't know that a tractor is problematic as far as, like, from a balance perspective. I think it's a map function. So, for example, as I said, we watched a lot of Phobopolis yesterday between some very, very good players. And I would posit that Fire Ant is a significantly... Yo, have you been... DT, have you been coaching? Have you been coaching? We get a little Zomboni to count... That's Cupcake. To counter the Noxious. But I think Fire Ant is a bigger issue on this map, for example. Now, a tractor certainly is very strong and certainly offered up or caused more complex scenarios. But I don't know that it's like... It just didn't feel like it was that big of a deal. Like, there were opportunities to counter it if you wanted to. It's like, my opponent has the potential to drop an attractor. I should be prepared for that. I didn't prepare, so I lost. That's not necessarily a problem with a tractor. And if you... So, here's the general idea. There's a couple things I want to comment on here in the game. Virtually any phobie, if you you know, if you run your opponent out of keys and then you slam a powerful Phobie, the game probably ends, right? Because they have no keys remaining to try and counter it. The question is, does a tractor come down too easily and requires a disproportionate response in order to try and fight it? And I think that there's a discussion there to be had, but right now, like statistically, a tractor is like 500 in Monster of the Week. We'll see how it does in Fright Night, because I'm not going to ban it ahead of time. We'll see what happens. I did actually post a question in the Ask the Devs channel to see. The devs said that it's performing within standard deviations of where it should be. I don't know what their goal for the Phobie is, and maybe it's performing fine. It's just that people don't like seeing it because they think it sucks to play against, which is fine. But that doesn't make it imbalanced. You know what I mean? It just makes it feel imbalanced. Beanwater's doing the Shadow Force Fire Ant strat. I don't know if it's like you can assign it to a particular player, because Fire Ant strat is just like, hey, I'm going to put Fire Ant on the board and play a bunch of traps. You know what I mean? Like, so this is kind of cute. This is kind of cute. You do need to spread out because you, of course, don't want to get splashed. You do get the poison here on 4 Phobies. That seems pretty solid. It's likely your Noxious dies. I have a hard time believing that it lives. The thing is, if they try and kill it, this is a great setup because, uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. This isn't dead? Oh, no! Oh, no! No, not like this! Get cooked! Oh, baby. The master bait. The master bait. I don't even know who's that. Well, I guess that probably would have lived through it. Presumably the Noxious dies. Well, it's going to die to the hit from the repeller. Oh, no, it just dies to the fire. 9 key. Admittedly, bad guy has 16 keys remaining, so that's a Blasto, because reasons. Why did this... Why is the Boomer here? Like, he got hit by this Chuck for no reason. That guy must have given up or thrown out. I mean, they did take a beating there, but like I said, they still had 16 keys, so they can make a comeback. It's just going to be extremely difficult. Extremely difficult. Blasto and Unbearable into a Repeller. On this map, it might be difficult to get the angles to really make something happen. Like, there's so much that the geography and the geometry might cause Blasto to just not get shoved out of range. You know what I mean? The Unbearable makes no sense to me, like, at all. Don't get me wrong, I don't love the Blasto. The Blasto doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but... Yo, what? Did everybody simultaneously remember that Wooly Bully exists? Because there's been a lot of Wooly Bully. You love to see it. Those little duck feet. Okay, why does our hero keep putting something here to get pummeled? Pulverized by Chuck. I don't get it. Bad guy holding on to this cupcake for dear life. See, like, this is the thing. Because they're clustering everything, this boop is a little... It does weird stuff. It actually goes up. Getting the shot through the gargles, because of course you do. And then Blasto's getting softened up. Wow, sending the cupcake all the way to the south, nowhere near the rest of the team at this stage. Honestly, bad guy's not in a heinously bad position. This isn't great because of the power down. I don't know about the spider repositioning. I guess that's fine. Yeah, that's fine, because you could sneak up this way, yoink the repeller by the panic point, and then kill it. The bad guy's going to have to recap a panic point, and you know they're going to go for the middle one. You know they're going for the middle one. I still feel like Zamboni needs a buff. He could probably do with a small one. Minor changes will have a big impact. There are a lot of phobies where I just don't think they need huge changes. Certainly less than what the community pushes for. You're about to learn the hard way. Boom. Couldn't they have buffed Blasto and killed Repeller with it and then Chuck and sent Spider down? It's entirely possible because this would have been 363. It did like 200 per hit. Yeah, this would have been dead if they had buffed Blasto. And I think Cupcake was just below Chuck on that turn. I have to imagine whoever said it earlier that bad guy was sort of throwing, like, after that initial set of traps, I think bad guy just got frustrated. But like I said, they weren't, if you look at the board state, they really weren't that far out of it. I don't love the unbearable, but a lot of these other things probably would have been fine. Chuck is very powerful on this map. Blasto represents a potential humongous threat, although not for much longer. And this is against Fire Ant, which is arguably, if not the, one of the most dangerous phobies on this map. Yeah, at this point, bad guy's hosed. There's nothing you can do. Getting them heals from Zamboni. Chuck getting cooked. Sea of Fire. You would be correct. Two phobies to two, one of which is Cupcake. Not a whole lot of health left for a bad guy. Our hero has like an eternity to try and set this up. If bad guy tries to advance, which I wouldn't be surprised, because then they can just shell the heart. They're going to get cooked. Nope. They're going for the fire. Come on. You have to know this whole map, the Cupcake has done nothing. It can't do anything now, which is the funny part. It literally can't do anything. Just boop it into more fire, because why not? It's a 4-to-1 panic point advantage, so bad guy is closing the gap relatively quickly. Wait, what? I guess you can still give it the buff. Yeah, you can give it the buff still. Oh my god, you don't kill the fire ant. Wait, does bad guy win? I think bad guy wins if they kill the fire ant here. 155 more damage, and I think bad guy wins, because our hero can never close the gap, right? The Chuck can stay out of range for the most part. It's a one-mover in Repeller, and eventually, like, you can leech the damage back, because Repeller doesn't represent that much damage. Cooked. Cooked. GG. That got way closer than I thought it was going to. That got way closer than I thought it was going to, but well played. Well played. GG. That one was looking kind of scary for our hero for a while, chat. I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie. All right, chat. I got to take a quick break. I want to stretch my legs, get some more water, and then we will be right back. We'll put this on. Don't go away. Max stress level is 149. It feels odd to not have it be 150. Yeah, it's a little weird. It is a little weird. So Karst going down on this map. I didn't see what happened here. That was an Akira. Did Karst just get Akira? Is that what happened? Karst did have a level advantage in this game. It looks like a slight one. 10 levels. That's not bad. Potenzia. 314. Yeah, that was Thursday. For a second, I thought this was a Monster of the Week game. All right, so shout out to Potenzia submitting a loss here, going up against Bean of Evil. Yeah, Bean is back. Bean is, in fact, back. We now have 2 Beans showing up in the the old review list. But in this case, Potenzia is our hero, as mentioned, did submit a loss. Yeah, I did blunder the game in the end, but like the fact that that worked is still nuts. I'm definitely stealing that strategy. All right, let's see what we got. Apparently something unique seemingly out of Bean. Kira's lock prevented a pull and died when it helped kill something turn 2 that it was summoned. Interesting. Interesting. Yo, little Hydra action on this map. All right. I get a sense we're going to see a Shove Shark in our future, chat. Who could have possibly seen that coming? Now, this is a map. This is a new map that is maligned. People are not a fan of this map because it does appear to be player 1 favored, or at least that's what everyone claims. We'll see if that's actually true. I don't know. What do you think, chat? Do you still feel after the initial surge of player 1 complaints that this is still heavily player 1 favored? New phobie, saddles. Decrease in ally phobie, move by 1. Opposite version of saddles. No. Saddles gives the target phobie the ability to carry one of your other phobies with it. So that way you could carry the one mover with you and it just hops off at the end of the turn. There you go. I solved it. You're welcome. I know what you're going for. Like, they're saddled with the burden, so they can't move. But I think it's funnier to, like, it is a saddle. We get a little Shove Shark Hydra action here. Aggressive push there. Makes sense. Yo, we get a Bad Omen. It was meant to rhyme with paddles. I know. I'm sure that was the primary focus here. This is interesting. I don't know if I love not going after the Hydra. I understand why not. But the Hydra's going to get 2 hits onto this Thunder Rocks no matter what. I almost said Thunder Shocks, which kind of makes more sense. All right, so they're going to play more defensively. I guess they couldn't... Could you not have just killed it? Oh, this is at level 1. This is at level 1. Okay, so it would have lived by 100 health. That's why they didn't double hit. But the sneak attack with the Hydra... Erratic, huh? So I guess Bean and Potenzia here possibly testing partners for Fright Night. Little practice partner action. Hydra going in, getting the connection. This is the part where the savagery begins. The power down. Apparently I did it too soon. 170, 150. That's almost 2,600 health Hydra. It's not going to be that for much longer because of erratic, but what? What? Flesh Crawler? I mean... Hashtag just saying. Shove Shark is up. Shove Shark is up. All right, so who's getting shoved here? We're booping the Hydra. Just going hard. Triple panic point advantage, and that's a flesh crawler all up in your face. Interestingly enough, it did not... we didn't have the Hydra target the Thunder Rocks, because that could have been killed. Possibly pulling the Hydra out of range of the Erratic. 6 keys to 9 remaining. Shove Shark possibly gonna live? Oh, we get another hit. Okay. Rambolina? What? Honestly, this is the kind of strategy that I would love to see Shove Shark encourage. I don't really love the idea of Shove Shark just pushing stabbies up to the front. But the idea of, okay, now Flesh Crawler is a thing is kind of cool. So Potentia is pretty close to stabilizing. This is... Is that really necessary? Okay, I see why. That makes more sense. I still don't know that it's necessary, but I guess this does work. That allows it to stabilize. You're going to get splashed here. There's really no way to avoid it. So that'll kill the Gravedigger, poison the... Oh, you're going here. Okay, yeah, because you can get it with tentacles. That allows the takedown. A cool challenge play here in order to get the Flesh Crawler to claim the top. The Boomer locks out the Rambo. Oh, no. Jar to finish this off. 1,000 health left on the heart. In the wiki, it says Phantom is French for ghost in the Phobies wiki. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Like, phantom is another word for, like, ghostly, whatever. This is a full health Noxious, so this thing may just be safe. There's just not enough damage here. Which is a good play from Bean in order to swing around the top to keep it alive. Wait, what? Yeah, 600 health left on the heart. The Rambo can't get there. I'll be honest, I wasn't really watching closely for the misplay towards the end. I'm sure there was a turn there where Potentia could have preserved a little bit more heart health, which is kind of what I encountered the other night when I was playing on this map and lost going second, that one slip-up can absolutely spell your demise, but that was pretty cool out of Bean here with the Shove Shark strat. I'm not sold that the Flesh Crawler is better than Motherload there, but maybe because of the cooldowns, and I think it does a little more damage on the ability. It definitely is interesting. Definitely is interesting, and I'll be excited to see if that shows up in Bright Night, although I wouldn't be surprised if that map rotates out by then. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. All right, we got a few more. We got a Karst game. Got a Karst game. Looks like we're going to be back on the same map. You know what's funny is the game that I put on while we were taking a break was Karst versus Slicker, and Karst lost, although Karst was going second that time, I think. The notes here are showing off an attempt at aggressive play on the new Small Abyss tile map, which seems to be all the rage on this particular map. Aggressive play, that is. So many Night Shift. Well, we did have a bunch of whatever the other maps were earlier tonight. They come and go in waves where people seem to all have, like, oh, I got this cool play or this cool game, and it's all on the same map for some reason. It is what it is. So this does seem to be becoming the turn 1 opener of choice for player 1. 1-1 into 4, which is reasonable. It is a departure because for so long we saw 1-2 where it was 1 key unicorn. Now we're getting a lot more 1-4s or 1-1-4s. So, notable. Notable. Yep. When snowballs away, the murder wing will play, apparently. Allows the takedown. Of course, you have cowbell to also body block for the murder wing. No chance of this thing croaking. There is a decent chance of the cowbell going down, however. Meatball? It's got to be a meatball to finish it, yeah. But that means that you're not going to be able to get a 1 key in there. You're both out of keys, and nothing's going to be in position. Murder wing making it a little awkward due to the walk distance. This doesn't feel overly aggressive, to be honest, from Karst. Well, okay. We do have a cupcake. We do have cupcake, and Ginseng's probably going to go in and end some careers. So interestingly enough, this is a high-level game. High stress level, high skill. And we are seeing a bunch of 1 keys trading, but I think that makes sense from player 2 here because you really need to ensure that you stabilize. You can't risk, as we saw across a number of games, as player 2, you're under a lot of pressure early on, which even though that is, you could argue, is player 1 favored, because the strategy or the game plan is known coming in, I don't find it as problematic because you can prepare as player 2. It's like, okay, I know that player 1 is going to try and do this, so you have the opportunity to try and defend it. Whether you're able to is another story, of course, but... I can't stop thinking about the phobia idea. I got to get something to write it down and brainstorm. You should post it up. Somebody was asking for a dedicated... yeah, brainstorm, I figured. Somebody was asking for a dedicated phobia idea forum or something in the main Discord. We'll see if that happens. They even said, you know, with the understanding that these are not going to become real ideas, but just to centralize the discussion. So our hero here, adding Klepto to supplement. Misanthrope. Lol. I mean, this is a level 19 Misanthrope, so this guy has over 2,600 health. That is a tanky boy. 4 phobies, but 8 keys for bad guy. Triple panic point advantage, though. Like, that is not a lot of hard health. You are just not going to last much longer. And, of course, this cupcake has been lurking. Honestly, I kind of want to see bad guy drop an obstacle just to try and block Karst out. The challenge, of course, is maybe the Klepto can leverage it. There's only 2 turns left in this game, and honestly, if Karst just shoves, I think they've got it. Right? This is a... I actually want to call this out. This is a great play from Karst. It would have been very easy to just walk the Ginseng up and bees or something, but the challenge play here lets you eliminate and get the free movement without having to actually move. And I think a lot of people would miss that. I think a lot of people would miss that. And at this point, I don't know what bad guy does. Shove Shark to close the game out? Yeah. That's just going to push the Klepto in. It's going to be in range. It's a tough day for bad guy. Bees. Ray Chargels to counter the Misanthrope? Gotta do what you gotta do. I think Meatball is live, so yeah, you get 2 hits from Klepto plus a Meatball. I know you get experience for using abilities, but it's funny seeing Shove Shark give you XP. Pretty quick game. You gotta defend hard. Like I said, I don't have a problem if the known strategy is player 1 rushes hard, player B tries to defend that. I do have a problem if it is actually impossible to defend. I don't know that that's true, but seen a lot of player 1 wins and not a lot of player 2 wins on this map. We'll see going forward. We shall see. Well, it's the night of Night Shift. We got a renamon game, a casual game of Arena, a casual Game of Thrones. Is that a possible thing? This is a 26-turn game, so we're going, we'll say, significantly longer than the previous. Not a 1-1 opener from Bad Guy here. 1-2. Another Venus. Is that really the way to go on this map? I'm not sure. Arrow? Hope I'm saying your name right, but welcome. A little stabby action. This seems... This opener strikes me as, I don't know what to do on this map. This is standard enough. The 1-1-4 feels like, okay, I've thought about this, and I know I want to do thing. Here, this feels like, I don't know what to do, so I'm just going to slap down standard Phobies. Down goes Electricat. Really? Honestly, that's kind of hilarious. That's kind of hilarious. The thing is that renamon has 5 keys banked, so, like, yeah, you're going to be able to get this. But honestly, that doesn't... I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Hey, Arrow, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. I'm going to go Doughboy. What, on this map? All right. Doughboy. Honestly, I'm legitimately excited to see the potential of Dozer plus Shove Shark. Because one of Dozer's biggest problems is that he can't get his fat ass into the fight fast enough. So, all right. We're going to just shove him in there. Just get in there, buddy. Give him a little helping hand. Or a helping shark nose, I guess. I don't know. Oh, that muscle weighing him down? Yeah, it's definitely muscle. Who's seen Shaun of the Dead? You remember when, shit, what's his name? What's his friend's name? I want to say Ed. Nick Frost's character. Is it in Shaun of the Dead? Or is it in, Hot Fuzz? It's like, it's not fat, it's power. What movie is that from? Now that's going to bother me. Somebody has to know this quote. Somebody has to know this quote. So Spider takes down Tickles because... Okay. Heartbreaker. All right. Lol. Lol. A Heartbreaker action. I was just double checking that I read the notes. I forgot. Forgot that it was a casual game of Arena. All right, so Bad Guy's going to just send Stabby out to Wyoming. Stabby's just, like, not in the game. That map doesn't suit you. Yeah, this map doesn't seem to be very popular among players yet. We'll see how it does long term. I mean, what we were saying just before is that we've basically only seen player 1 win, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say the person who submitted this game is going to submit a win. We tend to get W's shown on stream here. Occasionally people send in losses, but... This is the 3rd trap that's going down on this panic point. Hashtag just saying. Graylien? Okay. Panic point advantage hero. Admittedly, like, almost no damage has been done. There isn't a whole lot of game left, so I have to imagine one of these turns is just accidentally crippling kind of thing. Like, does Bad Guy offer up the Graylien by accident or something? Oh, no. They do! No. Really? Why? No! Oh, you can't be doing that. You can't. Not like this. That guy. Not like this. Do you hate 7 keys that much? Did you think you were that much better than Renamon that you just wanted to give him a 7-key deficit? Or 7-key advantage? You start with a 7-key deficit? Because that's just... You're going to get... This is the even more hilarious part is like... Alright, I got the Heartbreaker. First of all, you're only +1 key because it's 7 versus 8. And you're going to lose the Cassowary. And also, that's the 4th trap that activated there. Just saying. Dead stabby. Lol. Just get bodied. They were going to body block with the 1 phobia, but didn't. Yeah, like, they had it there, and that's why I thought for a second, I'm like, oh, well, they're just... I was starting to say they're just going to body block with Cassowary or whatever was there, but then they moved it. It's like, oh, well... And I think you might have been able to get it anyway. It just would have been more challenging. Because obviously you'd have to kill the body block, but... Yeah... Bad news for bad guy. Triple panic point advantage player 2. Well played, Renamon. Well played. A little bit of help from bad guy there. Little bit of help from bad guy there in order to close the game out, but you did get there. You gotta get the spider pole for the kill. GG. Well played. Well played. All right, chat. We got one more. Oh, my God. All right, we have to do this person's game. We have to do this person's game. They are the last game for the night, and I think it's very fitting, chat. This is not your name. Quandavious, are you in chat? Because this account doesn't work. What is your in-game name? Because you have it in the notes, but you put it also in the... It's Quandavious. Okay, so it's not like an alt. Oh my God. All right, so that's funny. That made me laugh. All right, so we finally get away from Night Shift, and this one's funny because our hero here is Quandavious in the blue trunks, but I guess there was a copy-paste error because the name in the spreadsheet for submitting game reviews is We Love Spiders, all caps. Notably, also, the notes are We Love Spiders. So, do we love spiders? I actually told my wife there was something funny. This is not like a new thing, but I came across like a random YouTube short, and it was a guy meets a genie, and then genie's like, well, you get 3 wishes, but there are some rules. You can't wish for me to kill anybody, you can't make anybody fall in love with you, and you can't bring anybody back from the dead. And then he's like, so what do you wish for? And the guy immediately goes, I wish spiders had wings. And then they cut back to the genie just staring at him, and he goes, all right, there are 4 rules. Like, the thought of spiders with wings is actually horrifying, chat. Like, that's creepy as hell, right? They would have to be the dominant species on this planet at that stage. Although, you know, in all seriousness, I think there are gliding spiders. I think there are spiders that can glide somewhat. Well, you ever see the movie Arachnophobia? Imagine if those spiders that were landlocked or whatever because they like the way their habitat worked, they couldn't get out, could actually just fly. It's terrifying. Just the entire premise. Horrifying. Apparently we love spiders. I mean, we talk about, it's been a while, but we did have that stretch of like a month where everybody was like, did you hear about this awesome spider that I ate? I had fried spider and it was awesome. And I'm like, is it though? Is it though? Like, are you sure it was awesome? I think the A word you were looking for was awful. Awful. Apparently, we do love spiders. We're rocking dueling Miss Moffats. Dueling Miss Moffats here on Home Sweet Home. How fitting. Spiders in the home. Trading 1 keys, as one does on the early maps. You do not often see this obstacle broken. In fact, I think I've probably seen that obstacle broken like twice before. What I really want to see is somebody break the back obstacle, like the one right by the vault, just below the vault. That, like, I don't think I've ever seen that happen. Bad guy taking some pot shots. Down to 5 keys, notably because of the Klepto that's on the board. And, of course, the other Phobies, but that's the big investment. Quandavious, however, our hero, still with 10 keys total. Only 7 available, but we're getting a little Henrietta action. Obviously waiting to trade stuff out. I feel like the Henrietta could have been up a little bit. Is this not just a dead spider on the counterattack? I guess the idea here is that there's not enough of a threat to retaliate? That's what bad guy's thinking? Hematic. More bees. We got spiders and we got bees and we got bad time for bad guy. And the Henrietta finishing it off. Well played. Well played. Panic point advantage remains in bad guy's favor, but realistically, like, that's a huge tempo loss. That's a huge tempo loss. You'll get the Gravedigger trade, but we're going to be looking at Spider trade. That's a snappy? Because reasons? I thought the Klepto would live. Nope. Spider's greater than bees, apparently. It was like 1 damage off. Nice. Almost Exactsies. Taking down the corn. Spider body block. Moly bully. A bold move there, Cotton, but I love to see it. 0 keys for our hero. There is a pole available, but kind of who cares? AWOL. Pole's going to be available for our hero, which means the Snappy probably dies. You get 2 hits, 2 hits, 1 hit, 1 hit. You could even save the Henrietta by sending it to the spa if you really want to. Moly taking down the reinforcements. Leaving the Snappy alive feels like an error. Could you have not killed this? I guess it was not possible. I'm going to assume it wasn't possible. Bad guy doing their best to make a game of it, but everything's in range. Toe would have killed Moly, but you could have put Moly below, like above the Henrietta, below the Snappy, and then it wouldn't have gotten double hits. Bad guy hauling ass. This is the spider that you saw. Like, you walk into a room, you turn on the light, you see the spider, and it bolts, and you just don't know where it went. Except our hero knows where it went. Panic point advantage. They're in range to defend. They're targeting the heart. This is the ball game. I guess technically they're not in range to defend because they could get this pocket one, but it doesn't matter. That's a Moly Bully dealing 699 damage at a clip. Did you not want to just end the game? I mean, I guess it didn't matter, but like, couldn't you just attack the heart that turn? It would have been game. Got him. We did it. GG, well played. Spiders, huh? Spiders. All right, chat. That is our 10 games for this evening. Technically 11 because we did have that bonus game. And it was, in fact, not We Love Spiders to close the game out. Close the session out. It was Quandavious, but that's all right. We're going to be closing up for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow for variety. Let me know in Discord what you'd like to see. I got a few ideas. But we also, of course, have Fright Night 14 coming up. Not a lot of space left. Not a lot of space left. I am sure there'll be a couple drops between now and then. But keep your eyes peeled. I suggest signing up sooner rather than later. Make sure you get a spot for your chance at 8,000 coffee, or your share, at the very least, of 8,000 coffee. It's not 8,000 coffee to one person. There is one person who's going to walk away with 4K coffee, but still not 8,000. That would be less than 8,000. We'll have Monster of the Week resuming after that. We're going to make a decision post-Fright Night about how bans and things will go. Kind of play it by ear, see if Attractor is a problem. Maybe Shove Shark pushes things into a ridiculous place, or possibly Phantom or some other phobie or phobies that come up that are egregiously problematic. We shall see. But for now, chat, that's going to do it. So as always, everybody, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And tune in next time for more Random's Thoughts.